Publishing in sign language. Sign languages are increasingly recognized as natural full languages, according to Komesroff and Varmerbergen, and the number of deaf academics is increasing. Sign languages are visual spatial languages and have no written form. We were interested in the potential of sign language in mainstream publication processes. We make apparent here the complexities of shaping research with sign language to fit into the current mainstream publication requirements. Authorship. Danielle is a hearing researcher who had the opportunity to submit to this special issue using Auslan. Danielle has limited experience in translating English into Auslan in an academic context, however has published articles on the impact of hearing privilege. For an explanation of hearing privilege in Auslan, see this URL. Susanna is a native Auslan user. As a researcher, she has experience with cultural and linguistic translation of academic material. However, she has never experienced being deaf, hence her hearingness reduces her deaf cultural capital, according to Stone and West. Neil, a deaf educator, possesses the greatest level of deaf cultural capital of the three authors, and with a strong link to deaf culture brings considerable knowledge of Auslan and English. Logistical challenges. We experienced logistical challenges being located at the opposite ends of Queensland. These challenges included 1. Different cameras. 2. Making sure to have the same placement in front of the camera and similar background and lighting, in line with guidelines developed by Hodge et al. 3. Transferring large video files. 4. Working between Mac and Windows platforms. 5. Adding captions. All of these challenges we negotiated. Practical challenges. Mainstream submissions usually have a word count constraint, whereas we had a file size limitation. To meet these requirements, we considered 1. The topic of this submission, including what could be covered properly in a short amount of time. 2. English word length, including writing concisely with minimal jargon, and considering how many words equals how many megabytes. 3. Signing speed, considering slower signing takes up more time, meaning less content can be covered. 4. The quality of the camera. 5. In the spirit of full access, we also had to consider how we visually include in-text references and the reference list. All are things that increase the file size. This is a difficult balance to achieve when it is impossible to know the final file size until we have filmed the video at least once. Linguistic challenges. Bauman and Alex Jones, as well as Batterbury and Ladd, have discussed issues of autism and the oppression of sign language. The oppression of sign language peoples have impacted the dissemination of an academic sign language register. This sometimes means that concepts need to be unpacked, adding to the file size. We also needed to negotiate the interpretation of meaning from English to Auslan, ensuring meaning of statements originally written in English was conveyed in Auslan and that we were in agreement. Creating this publication involved negotiating numerous challenges, illustrating how current publishing processes are not well suited to sign languages. the dominance of written language in academic publishing, and challenges of publishing research in sign language, and often for English-speaking audiences, raises questions about who has ownership over data sourced from sign language people, and how this contributes to the ongoing implicit oppression of those peoples. This is similarly applicable for minoritized communities such as Indigenous people. For instance, the publication of this article exemplifies how authors with differing degrees of privilege are involved in producing and receiving deaf academic knowledge. Nonetheless, the opportunity to publish this submission in sign language in a leading journal for qualitative research is invaluable and a positive step towards achieving system change.